Today I'm having a quick look at some wireless noise cancelling headphones, and specifically a more budget option as compared to something like these Sony WH-1000 series, which will set you back a few £100 or dollars depending on where you are. And of course Apple have reset the bar for pricing on consumer wireless headphones with their AirPods Max. What if you're in a situation where you can't spend that much money on some wireless headphones, or you can't justify spending that money? Some people might not want to wear a pair of really expensive headphones when they're out and about because they might be worried about becoming a target of crime. Well, what can you do in these cases? Well, how about a budget option like these SuperEQ S1s? Let's take a look and see what we think. So full disclosure, SuperEQ sent me these headphones without charge for review purposes, and as always I only accepted on the basis that I get full editorial control and I can give my honest opinion on the product, which is what I'll be doing. I was particularly interested to try out these headphones because it's not something that I would normally buy. As a child of the 80s I grew up with the Sony Walkman explosion, and I have a bit of brand loyalty I suppose to Sony that's formed over the years. I do like really good quality music, so I do tend to buy a more expensive pair of headphones every few years or so. So would somebody like me be happy with a pair of SuperEQ S1s? Who are they designed for? Let's take a look. I'll give you my opinion, and that opinion needs to take into account the price. On the SuperEQ website they're currently being advertised at $56, $55.99. On Amazon Prime UK they're currently at $49.99. and in Amazon USA $63.95. And I'll put some links in the description if you want to check these products out for yourself. The channel does earn a small commission on Amazon sales, so if you do choose to buy anything on Amazon, thank you very much for supporting the channel. Quite a nice box, I think. Very colourful. I quite like the brand actually, SuperEQ. I quite like the look of the logo, and you know, for obviously these are coming from China. A lot of Chinese brands don't translate particularly well into English, but I think these do. So inside we get the headphones in a nice sort of soft carry case bag, and various bits of paperwork. We've got a little manual, warranty information, that sort of thing. And then we have a small set of cables, a 3.5mm jack audio cable. So these headphones can be used wired with that included cable. We've got a small charging cable. So that's USB Type A to a micro USB connector. We'll come back to that. And quite nicely as well, we've got this airline adapter. So if you're going to be using your headphones on an aeroplane, or if you can actually travel in the current climate, then that's a nice little extra to have. So let's take the headphones out and have a look at the overall quality. Now I've got the white pair here. They are available also in black, but on both the white and the black pairs you get this red finish to the inside of the headband. And as you can see, they fold up very neatly to go away in the bag there. First impressions when you get these out of the bag is that they're really high quality. There's nothing wrong with the build quality, the fit and finish, the materials, they all feel good. I wouldn't have been surprised to pull these out of the bag if they had a Sony brand on or another premium brand. Got nice neat labelling, L&R in your ear cups, so you know which way to put them on. I will say that the shape of the band is quite flat. Let's put them on. There we go. Get the overall opinion there. So the padding on the ear cup is quite thick and feels like it's going to be very comfortable. It's covered in what I suspect is PU leather, but it feels quite thick, again, the leather itself, so I suspect that will be quite long lasting. I know on some headphones you get a very thin layer of leather, and over time it degrades and splits and makes a real mess. On their website, SuperEQ claim all-day comfort for these headphones. I can't personally imagine wearing a pair of headphones all day, but I know what they're getting at. What they're saying is that they're comfortable for extended periods, and I can believe that. For me personally, these cups are not quite large enough. As you can see, I'm blessed with larger ears, so I wouldn't personally get on with these headphones, but I suspect the majority of people would find them very comfortable. And I gave these to my teenage son to test for a few weeks, and he's come back and said they're very comfortable. I've seen him wearing them quite a lot, and he's been using them a lot, and he hasn't reported any issues either, which is a reassuring sign. And speaking of reassuring, the headphones themselves are what I would call reassuringly heavy. I don't mean that they're so heavy that they'd be uncomfortable on your head. What I mean is you're picking them up and you're feeling like this is a quality item. although in all likelihood that's probably just some metal weights doing that. But then all of the premium headphone brands do that same trick. I was wondering if these side pieces were metal. I think they're probably plastic, but it's got that kind of nice brushed metal finish. We've got the SuperEQ brand etched into the side there, and I think that looks really quite nice. But let's talk about brand for a moment. SuperEQ have this kind of brand slogan, "Be young, be free," and they've chosen to write that on the side of the headphones. I don't know if you can see that. So we've got "Be young" on one side and "Be free" written on the other side. And this, for me, that single thing that they've done there would stop me from wearing these headphones. I don't want to wear a brand slogan on the side of my head. And this is one of the things that I find with Chinese brands selling products internationally, is that they might have slogans that work really well in their home territory, but they don't always translate particularly well to the international market. I think a lot of people would be like me and wouldn't want to wear headphones that say "Be free" and "Be young" on the side of them. So if you're listening SuperEQ, I would probably advise that you change that, or maybe at least make that a sticker that can be peeled off if people prefer not to have the brand slogan on. So all of the controls are on the right-hand ear cup, and they're all physical controls. There's no touch-sensitive stuff at this price point. But actually, some people, including myself, would prefer to have physical controls. And they're quite easy to figure out which button is which, because you've got raised portions on the button. So we've got one dot here and two dots and then a circle here. So you don't need to be looking at what you're doing. You can feel what's going on. So I'll just take you around the ports and buttons. So first of all, we've got a micro USB port for charging. I'd prefer to see a USB-C type connector in 2021. It's a more durable cable than micro USB. That said, micro USB cables are very plentiful, and you're not going to be charging these headphones very often either. SuperEQ's claimed battery lifetimes, we've gotten close to those in real usage. You then get a 3.5mm jack socket. We've got the noise cancellation button, which I'll come back to in a moment. And then we've got three buttons here which do various different things, including skipping tracks. You can handle your phone calls. You've got the power on off button, and also your Bluetooth pairing is all handled by these three buttons. And the instruction manual does a really nice job, actually, of explaining how these work. It just uses pictures, makes it really simple. So you can use these headphones, obviously, for listening to music. You can also make calls with them, and that seems to work fine as well. So it's actually a Bluetooth headset with microphones in as well. When it comes to noise cancellation, there are two modes. You've got the active noise cancellation, and then there's a transparent mode, which lets in some of the surrounding sounds so that you're not completely isolated. Noise cancellation at this price point is really only ever going to be basic. I think the combination of these nice quality ear cups and the basic noise cancellation would combine to mean that you'd be able to enjoy your audio when you're out and about or during your commute. From my testing and from my son's reports, it does seem to be a reasonable job, but set your expectations at the appropriate level. To test the audio quality of these headphones, I popped on a Mark Knopfler album on Apple Music. So obviously we're using a compressed format and we're streaming over Bluetooth, so we're never going to get quality that's going to satisfy any kind of audio file. However, I was pleasantly surprised. Mark's albums are always really impeccably produced, so they're a good test for both compressed music formats and for headphones. And I actually enjoyed listening to the album on these particular headphones. I didn't think these headphones coloured the sound in any really noticeable way. They don't seem to be very bass heavy like some headphones are, and they're not massively bright either. They're just a nice natural sounding headphone. However, what I will say is I didn't do a back-to-back comparison with the more expensive Sonys. I didn't think that would be a fair comparison to make, because most people who buy these headphones are going to take them out of the box, connect them up to their phone, and just start listening to music. And when you listen to these headphones in isolation, that was the experience I was going for. They sound good, especially at the price point. At the £50 price point, to get good quality wireless headphones that sound good, that work well, and look good, made out of decent materials, I was very pleasantly surprised. I think if they had a more premium brand on, they would be selling for a lot more money than £50. When it comes to the Bluetooth connection, we found it was easy to connect the headphones and it was reliable. And once they were connected, they stayed connected. We didn't have any dropout issues at all. So considering all of these different aspects of the headphones, what's my final verdict? Well, I think at this price point, you can't go far wrong. decent build quality. I like the styling, with the exception of that slogan, of course. Red and white or red and black really appeals to me, may not appeal to everybody. I think the headphones are nice and portable. I like the way they fold up. I like the battery life. The sound quality is decent. The Bluetooth connection is reliable. What more do you want for £50? So that's it for this video. I hope you found it useful, informative and or entertaining in some way. And please consider supporting the channel with just one click of that subscribe button. Maybe I did enough today to earn a thumbs up, or a thumbs down if you prefer, but in any case, I hope to see you again soon for some more geekery.